It is the day after the Baltimore Ravens fall short to the Cleveland Browns, and I've had an opportunity to allow that loss to really sit with me for a while and to contemplate who we are as a team. Last night, I did a live stream where I recapped the entire game, and if you missed it, I'll be sure to link that live stream right here or in the description box below. So for today, I will not give a complete recap of yesterday's game, but rather focus in on why we lost the game, because after yesterday's loss, I have questions. My first question is regarding the offensive line. Did we take a step back yesterday? Did we regress in any way? For me, the answer is yes, we did just a bit. We saw during yesterday's game, the Ravens offensive line struggled to keep Lamar upright. I think he had a total of 3 sacks. And they also struggled to give him time in the pocket to go through the reads, survey the field, find his open target. They also struggled to create lanes for the running backs. Prior to yesterday's game, the Baltimore Ravens offensive line had been doing much better in comparison to how they were games 1 and 2. And we know that going up against the D-line that includes Myles Garrett and Zadarius Smith is going to be a challenge. But it's one that we should have been better prepared for. And yet, despite Myles Garrett and Zadarius Smith and the remainder of the defense for the Cleveland Browns, 6 teams this season on offense have been able to figure out a way to beat them, to score points, and to come out with the victory. Those teams are the Dallas Cowboys, the Giants, the Raiders, the Commanders, Philadelphia Eagles, and the Bengals. Yet the Baltimore Ravens, whose O-line is middle of the pack, middle of the road in terms of rankings right now, were not. But the fact that the Baltimore Ravens could not get it done in terms of having their offensive line ready to take on this effective D-line needs to be addressed. My next question is one that I asked last night during the show. What is one move that you would like to see the Ravens make this week to show you that they are serious about contending for a Super Bowl this season? One answer was, I would like to see Zachary Orr demoted. I can absolutely stand behind that. I want to give a huge shout out to one of my subscribers who sent me a message last night after the game, and we've been dialoguing today about it. One thing that this particular subscriber has said today and throughout basically the entire season, this person has a lot of concerns for Zachary Orr's ability to lead this defense, and it's on full display each and every single week. I was one who said, let's give Zach Orr a little bit of grace, not too much, but some grace, because he's first year, he's new. But one thing that has been a common thread is, and this particular subscriber has said the same thing, you don't need to reinvent the wheel. You don't need to come in, Zach Orr, and start from scratch. Mike Macdonald figured out the formula for you to be successful with the members of this defense. You've only gained Nate Wiggins, because you drafted him. We didn't have him last year. And Eddie Jackson. Other than that, 85% of your defense remains intact, minus the 4 players. I think it was 4 players that we lost on defense last offseason. So it's going to take so much longer or much more time. We need to give him more time for him to get acclimated before he's going to figure it out. Well, we're at week 8 now. And yesterday's defense, again, I'm not going to go into a full recap. Check out the recap that's in the description box or linked in the cards for you. What I will say here is we saw yesterday where the defensive players were not making key plays during crucial moments. Too many of our DBs are leaving interceptions on the field. And the one player who has been making interceptions for us, Marlon Humphrey, is now out with an injury. And we don't know the extent of the injury. We don't know if he's going to be required to miss, more time, more weeks. We don't know if it's an injury that may be a lingering, nagging injury. So right now, absent Marlon Humphrey, who do we have on our team that's going to get the interceptions, get those turnovers in those crucial moments? And so if we were to demote Zach Orr this week, my question to you, please leave a comment down below and let me know what you think. Who would be the best replacement that we could bring in right now to get this defense on straight street? And since our defense was having a difficult time yesterday catching passes that were gift wrapped with a nice, neat little bow sent directly to them, now would be a good time to mention that our wide receivers also have difficulty being consistent in making catches. The up and down, the inconsistencies, the drops by our offensive weapons is notable, and it's concerning. What are we doing as a front office? I said we like I'm a part of this, but what are the Ravens doing to address that? Because we cannot continue to see the same mistakes being made week after week. Which brings me to my final question. Our draft picks. Whew. I got to put my glasses on for this one. For 2024, the Baltimore Ravens selected Nate Wiggins in the first round, Roger Rosengarten in the second round, and it can really stop there in terms of individuals who have already made a contribution to this team. That's it. Video over. We're done. Because if we really look at how many players out of the 9 that we selected, we've only seen Nate Wiggins and Roger Rosengarten to date. We did have a little sprinkling, I think it was in the Buffalo game, where we saw TJ Tampa and Adisa Isaac. But other than that, for a handful of snaps, we've not seen them. And then in yesterday's game, there was a Sanusi Kane sighting, which leads me to my question. Why hoard draft picks if we're not going to use them? If we are going to draft these players and not put them on the field, why do we need to keep all of our draft picks? It doesn't make sense to me. What we've seen so far is a struggling, ailing even secondary, especially our safeties. We just benched Marcus Williams, our high-paid safety. We benched him this last game, and we should have joined him on the bench. The person that should have been there is no other than Eddie Jackson. And why not insert some of these draft picks? Let's play Sanusi Kane for more than just a handful of snaps. Let's play undrafted rookie Bo Braid to see what these young guys can do. Because at this point, you've got to try something different because it's bound to be better than what we've seen so far. But yet, we continue to maintain all of these draft picks rather than relinquish them to make a trade right now, especially in advance of this trade deadline, which is a week away, and acquire a player who can come in and really help us because we have so many areas on this team that need to be addressed. Edge rusher. Why did we not get to the quarterback more than we did yesterday? Why did we give Jameis Winston so much time to be electric? We made him look like a renewed Pro Bowler, someone whose name is being considered this year to make the Pro Bowl team. Who would have thought Jameis Winston would look like that? But that's how we made him look yesterday. Those are my questions that I have right now concerning this team. What is John Harbaugh going to do? What is EDC going to do? What is Steve Bisciotti going to do? Sashi Brown, what are you going to do? This team has so much talent and potential because we have Lamar Jackson and we have Derrick Henry. I don't want us to continue to waste time, precious time. And someone mentioned earlier, like, let's give Zach Orr until our bye week. Wait, our bye week is almost at the end of the season. We need to be stacking the wins because losses like yesterday come back to hurt us in the postseason. And we need to get it together so that we can make it to the postseason. That's first. But assuming we do make it to the postseason, we don't want to be struggling out there because we have a roster that's just ill-equipped to get the job done. That is all I have for you today. Thank you for watching. Please leave a comment down below and let me know some of your questions, or if you have answers to some of the questions that I asked, I welcome them. And before you go, please do me a favor. Make sure that you hit the like button for me. It helps the channel so much. And if you are new, welcome. Please subscribe, join the family, and turn on your post notifications so that you never miss content I release on this channel. I will see you very soon. Until next time, you take care, stay safe, and always remember, go Ravens. God bless.